New Orleans Saints fans, I have been sitting here thinking about our squad, and honestly, the energy feels different as we look toward this upcoming season. Something just dropped regarding our training camp plans and some major roster moves that could shift the entire trajectory of this franchise. It is fascinating to see how the front office is handling these additions and the strategic vision behind our practice environment. The more details come out, the harder it is to ignore what is actually going on behind the scenes. Smash that like button, subscribe, and drop your name and city below. Let's get into it. New Orleans Saints training camp is officially returning to our home turf in Metairie, a move that signals stability and a fresh start for Kellen as he enters his second season at the helm. After spending last year navigating the logistical chaos of California, Moore confirmed at the NFL owners' meetings that we are staying local to focus on continuity. This is a massive shift for a team that spent last season installing two entirely new schemes on both sides of the ball. Now, with the foundation laid, the goal is to integrate intense joint practice sessions to sharpen our edge against high-level competition. And honestly, this hits home for us because Metairie is where our heart is, and seeing the team practice on our own soil after a disjointed year is exactly the morale boost we needed. The excitement is palpable as we also welcome new faces like Zach Wilson, Travis Etienne Jr., and Noah Fant, all of whom are being integrated into a system that finally has some breathing room to evolve. Watching Moore talk about the clean operation Mickey Loomis ran during free agency makes me believe we are finally putting the right pieces around the core to make a serious run. The fact that we avoided the injury-riddled disasters of previous off-seasons by staying home is a win for every Who Dat faithful out there. We have spent far too long in transition, and this shift toward a grounded, focused training camp proves the coaching staff understands our culture. It feels like the organization is listening to the fans and finally prioritizing rhythm over unnecessary travel. This is the part that gets me excited because, with this level of stability and the fresh talent flooding our roster, our path toward reclaiming our dominance in the division feels clearer than it has in years. And here is where it gets interesting regarding our offseason roster shuffle. We have moved toward a strategy centered on continuity, but the arrival of quarterback Zach Wilson tells a deeper story about our quarterback room. After being drafted second overall in 2021, Wilson has bounced through New York, Denver, and Miami, battling inconsistency and injuries that limited his development, yet Kellen clearly sees a reclamation project worth pursuing. We are looking at a competition between Wilson and Spencer Rattler, which mirrors past attempts by this front office to find value in high draft picks that fell out of favor elsewhere. Behind closed doors, our coaching staff likely views this as a low-risk, high-reward gamble to stabilize the depth chart, especially given that Moore now enters his second year with our offensive scheme. Last season was bogged down by heavy installation, but this year the focus shifts toward refining execution during joint practices, which were notably absent during our stint in California last year. When you look at the recent additions of Travis Etienne Jr. and Noah Fant, it is clear Mickey Loomis is prioritizing experience to complement our core talent. Historically, the Saints have always thrived when we bring in motivated veterans looking for a second chance, much like we did years ago with various stopgap signal callers who ended up providing steady production. The truth is that Moore feels our internal growth will be the catalyst for success, as we finally have the luxury of scheme stability. Adding a veteran like Wilson ensures that Tyler Show and Rattler cannot grow complacent, pushing the entire room to meet higher standards before the preseason schedule dictates our travel. For us as New Orleans Saints fans, this shift toward targeted, veteran-heavy free agency is a sign that the front office expects to win right now. Who Dat? And this is the part that gets me, because the news that we are keeping training camp in Metairie while chasing joint practice opportunities is the absolute turning point for this franchise. The real stakes here are simple, as we are shifting from the chaos of total scheme installation to the precision of a cohesive system, which is exactly what a championship-caliber team needs to survive a grueling NFL schedule. By staying local, we minimize logistical distractions, allowing guys like Zach Wilson, Travis Etienne Jr., and Noah Fant to actually master their roles rather than just learning the playbook. This transition creates an immediate, fierce battle for the backup quarterback role between Wilson and Spencer Rattler, forcing both to elevate their game during the critical summer months. Beyond the training field, securing these joint practices is vital for our preparation against upcoming opponents, as simulating high-intensity game environments against physical rosters will pay dividends when the real games kick off this fall. Think about it this way, this level of preparation directly impacts our standing in the NFC South, where we are looking to reclaim dominance against rivals like the Kevin Stefanski-led Atlanta Falcons and Dave Canales' Carolina Panthers. By stabilizing the depth chart and sharpening our execution now, we are positioning ourselves not just to compete, but to truly dominate our playoff chances. With this newfound continuity, the offense is finally built to sustain drives and control the clock in ways that were impossible last year. The front office has done a surgical job addressing our needs, and now the pressure shifts to the players to turn this chemistry into wins on the scoreboard. Who dat? We are finally seeing a clear vision from Kellen Moore and the front office that could take this team exactly where we want to go. Keeping training camp in Metairie while pushing for joint practices is a calculated move that offers clear advantages for our squad. The primary upside is the stability and familiarity of our home facility, which allows Kellen Moore to refine his complex schemes without the logistical distractions of traveling across the country. After a year of installing new offensive and defensive philosophies, this consistency is exactly what our guys need to achieve high-level execution. The downside is that staying home might prevent us from testing our mettle against diverse styles in different climates, potentially creating a false sense of security before the season kicks off. Around the league, analysts are noting that our aggressive free agency moves indicate a serious push to win now, with some critics wondering if integrating so many new faces like Travis Etienne Jr. and Zach Wilson requires the kind of rigorous external pressure that only high-intensity joint practices can provide. Other teams see our roster depth as a major threat, but some scouts remain skeptical until they see how well our veterans mesh with the coaching staff during those high-stakes summer sessions. What I really think is that this decision reflects a shift toward prioritizing internal chemistry over external spectacle. While I understand the hunger to prove ourselves against other organizations, building a rock-solid foundation in our own building is the most logical path to consistency this September. We are investing heavily in a championship window, and giving this team the best environment to learn the playbook is more valuable than any headline generated from a preseason practice field. Ultimately, the goal is reaching the playoffs, and if Kellen Moore believes that remaining in Metairie provides that extra edge needed to master his offensive vision, then I am fully on board. Who dat? The bottom line here is that the New Orleans Saints are finally entering a season with genuine strategic clarity under Kellen Moore. By keeping training camp in Metairie, the team is prioritizing chemistry over travel, which signifies a shift toward building a cohesive, disciplined identity rather than just chasing headlines. This franchise is clearly moving toward a more sustainable model where continuity in offensive and defensive schemes takes precedence, allowing our players to master their roles rather than constantly relearning basic fundamentals. You should feel incredibly optimistic right now because the front office has executed a methodical plan in free agency, bringing in proven depth pieces like Travis Etienne Jr. and Noah Fant to provide the exact versatility needed to compete in a tough league. We are no longer throwing darts at a board. We are building a complete, intelligent roster designed to execute a specific vision under Moore's leadership. Seeing Zach Wilson brought in to push the quarterback room speaks volumes about the level of accountability that is being established in our building. This isn't just about winning a few games this fall, it is about establishing a culture of competition that will sustain us for several years to come. Everything we are seeing right now points to a team that is finally prepared to play smart, hard-nosed football when it matters most. It is an exciting time to be part of the Who Dat Nation as we prepare for this fresh campaign. Speaking of that competition, do you think Zach Wilson has what it takes to unseat our current backups and secure the primary role behind center? If you enjoyed the video, do not forget to like it and subscribe to the channel. Who Dat? I'll see you in the next one.